Let's get scratching.
We got an explosive broadcast coming to you. Listen up. Sega games, just keep playing them. Sega!
We're back. It's the SEGAbits Swingin Report Show. Get ready for Sega interviews and news with George and Barry.
Hello and welcome to episode number 83 of the SEGAbits Swingin Report Show. We are back. I'm Barry. With me is my co-host George.
Hello, everyone.
Come on, bring it up. Bring up the... We're back. It's
Hello, everyone.
It's 2016. Happy New Year, George.
Happy New Year, Barry.
So what's your resolution? What's your Sega resolution?
Do more Swingin Report shows. Is that,
okay. I was thinking more
one?
like... I was trying to make a joke like resolution, like video resolution, but you just blew it. Yeah, but no, my resolution too is to make more episodes of the show. We have been, there's been a long gap between episode 82 with Brian Silva and episode 83 with our upcoming guest. And the reason for that is, you know, life gets busy. I was looking for a job. George was, I don't know what the hell you were doing. No, I'm just kidding. Sleeping. But we actually did do a lot on the site between then. We worked on a lot of retrospectives, which was really our developer retrospectives, which was our big focus last year. And it will move into this year. You will see more developer retrospectives on the site, but we have other plans as well. We also started I guess you could call it like a micro podcast, but it's only on YouTube. It's audio only, but we have little visual aids, and it's called Sega News Bits. And if you listen to old episodes of the Swingin Report Show, you might remember that we would just talk about like 10 news items that happened through the month, which was fun, but it kind of like, it's not really news if you're talking about something that happened a month ago. Exactly. And on top of that, you know, you want to, let's say you're the world's biggest Hatsune Miku fan. We're talking about Miku, but you got to sit through at least like 10 Shenmue minutes. You know, you don't want that. No one wants that. So what it is now, Sega News Bits, it's kind of like, you get bits of news and you can pick and choose and listen to what you want to. It's only going to take you at most 15 minutes. And you know, what's 15 minutes? Right?
Nothing.
I don't know. People waste time watching awful sitcoms in 15 minutes. They shouldn't do that. They should listen to Sega News Bits. So, so we're going to be continuing those into 2016. We're also going to be doing new Swingin Report shows. We already have a few lined up. And, anything else you wanted to add about the future of the site before we get our interview subject on?
I just wanted to let you guys know that we'll be doing a lot of anniversary celebrations this year, and that we're going to keep this show as an interview show. And that's it.
All right, awesome. Well, joining us now on the line is Fabian. He's the studio director at Game Atelier, who is working with FDG Entertainment to release Monster Boy in the Cursed Kingdom, which it's not just a spiritual successor, as we will learn when we speak with him, but it's actually a full-on sequel to the original Wonder Boy Monster World series. Why is the name different? What's new about the game? I guess we'll find out. So let's get him on the line.
Hi there, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, great. Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, nice meeting you. So we're really excited about your upcoming game, and we wanted to talk more about it. I know you've I don't know, have you done any interviews with any sites yourself?
No, I didn't do any interviews except for Games Master, like it's a magazine in UK, something.
Yeah.
But except that, so far we didn't have any interviews. So you are the first.
Okay. That means I can use the big word exclusive first.
Yeah, kind of, I guess.
Well, I guess to kick things off, we wanted to talk about ask, how were you first introduced to the Wonder Boy franchise? Is it something you grew up playing, or did you come to it later on in your life?
No, it's something I clearly grew up with because, as far as I remember, when I was a kid, I had a Master System, and I started to play the Wonder Boy. It's like Wonder Boy 2 and Wonder Boy 3, the Dragon's Trap, on this console, and it's really a great moment in my childhood. And I played that with my brother, and I really remember yeah, it was a really a great moment for gaming in my life. So of course I know the franchise from almost the start, and yeah, that's how I started to play this series. And after that, I played, of course, all the other ones on the Genesis systems, and even on the PC Engine later. So yeah, I think I know the series very, pretty very well.
So which one's your favorite?
From all the series, I really love the Dragon's Trap because it introduced the transformations, and it's only one with transformations actually, and it is really the most fresh version. It's very well balanced. Like all the RPG mechanics is really cool for the at the time. It was really very advanced for the time, and it has the transformation. You have a kind of Metroidvania open world system, and it's pretty to me it's the most advanced monster world. The other ones are really cool too, but this one is really my favorite.
Yeah, I always found that interesting about the franchise, how each game is so very different that you can't really nail down a specific style, I guess you could say, in the franchise.
Yeah, that's right. And I also liked in a way, the Monster Lair game in arcade or on Genesis, because it was a shooter. So I'm really fond of shooters. So it was fun to see that they pushed in other directions the franchise. But yeah, so it's very different, of course.
Interesting. So, how did you break into the games industry, and can you tell us a little bit of your past work?
Myself, I started to work in the early 2000s making games for big internet providers or for mobile phone companies, and it was like early 2000 Flash games, you know. And after that, I moved to Vivendi. At Vivendi Games, I made some Java games for the early mobile phone games you could find. Then after that, this is where I met David, who is my current associate at Game Atelier, and he's in charge of the technical aspect of the games. So he's a developer, and myself, I'm more a project manager, like a producer. And I also do many works like animation, colors, and stuff like that, because we are a very small company. So we met at Vivendi Games, and after that I moved to Konami, and he went to Gameloft. David went to Gameloft, I went to Konami. At Konami I worked on the PES franchise, so Pro Evolution Soccer. And then David and I decided to make console games, so that's how we created Game Atelier.
Can you tell us about Flying Hamster 2 and how he became Monster Boy?
Oh yeah, sure. So when we started to work on Flying Hamster 2, it was like we decided to make what's gonna be our next game. We are all like, we really like Wonder Boy series, of course, and making a Wonder Boy game was like kind of very, how can I say, it was in our hearts for 1,000 years, I guess. But for real, it was like, okay, let's try to make a Wonder Boy-like game, because we've seen that some other people like Shantae series are doing very well, great job, and we really like it. And we thought that, okay, let's try to make a Wonder Boy game like a Dragon's Trap style, but we have already our characters and world we made with Flying Hamster. Why not trying to make that and create not a shooter again, but make the other way around than what happened with the Monster World series. They started with platformers, then they made the RPG style, then they made a shooter, but we did the other way around. We started with a shooter with Flying Hamster, and we wanted to make make the platform. Okay, we started like that, and we decided to make a Kickstarter because the project was really huge compared to what we did before. So we really wanted to have the attention, and of course to have the funding to create something like that. So we started to work for several months on the project. And what happened is very, very unusual, because few days before, like a week before launching the Kickstarter campaign, I had a contact at Hardcore Gaming 101, and he told me like, hey, why don't you contact the original creator from Monster World, Mr. Nishizawa? So I said, okay, why not? Sure, let's show him what we've done with our project, our Kickstarter project, and let's show him because basically, if we didn't have the Monster World games, so without his work, we will never make a game like that today. So let's try that. So I sent an email to Mr. Nishizawa a week before the Kickstarter launched, and actually I didn't expect any answer from Mr. Nishizawa because I didn't know him, and just random email like that, so why not? And he answered me and said, oh, that's very interesting, just wait a moment, I'm going to send you something. So I said, okay, thank you for your answer. And we launched a Kickstarter, and like 2 days or 3 days after the Kickstarter began, he sent me a video of himself, and he said, okay, you can use it for your campaign. So we never used that video, but the video was himself showing like, oh, hi, I'm the creator of Monster World, and I support the Flying Hamster 2 campaign, Kickstarter campaign, and I'm okay to help them and push the project to have like some monsters and some music and some material come from the Monster World universe. So we was like, wow, that's super cool. That was totally unexpected, and it was like very weird, actually. So what happened next is like we started for a few days, for a few weeks, the Kickstarter campaign, and FDG Entertainment Thomas Kern came to me, and he told us like, okay, Flying Hamster 2 is really cool. It is a very great project. We would like to fund the project instead of going to the Kickstarter. You could just go with us as a publisher, and we could work together to create the game you want to make. So I think it is the best thing that happened to this project, because I said to Thomas at FDG that, okay, after a few days of talking, of course, a lot, we said, okay, let's kill the Kickstarter campaign and let's start to work with FDG and make Flying Hamster 2 happen. So that was a deal. And after talking a lot with Thomas and explaining him that, okay, now we have Mr. Nishizawa, the creator of Monster World, in the loop. This is really super cool. So what can we do with this? And we decided together to do the next Monster World instead of making a Flying Hamster with a Monster World flavor thing. It's like let's really create the next Monster World with Mr. Nishizawa all together.
That's awesome.
And Sega only owns the name Wonder Boy and Monster World, correct? And
Yes.
Does that mean that you guys have free reign in old character designs, names, and plot points?
Yeah, basically we just don't have the name Monster like Wonder Boy or Monster World because it's owned by Sega. But everything is now owned by Mr. Nishizawa and LAT Corporation, so we have a deal with them that they are okay for us to use any kind of monsters or designs or concepts or music. So basically that means the Monster Boy game will include many music you already heard in the past Monster World games. So that's very interesting because we rearranged this music, because I don't know if you've seen who is working on the music of the game, but FDG made something really amazing with this. So let me recap a bit if you're okay.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So when we started the Flying Hamster 2 campaign, we had Michiru Yamane, who is a composer of Castlevania series, very well known for that, and she was okay for working with us on Flying Hamster 2. We also had Mr. Motoi Sakuraba, who is very famous for the Tales of series, or the what was it again? Yeah, the Dark Souls, or plenty of really super games, and he also was okay to work with us if we succeeded with the campaign. So when we started to work with FDG, of course we kept these two amazing music composers because they do a fantastic job. And FDG also included many other composers like Yuzo Koshiro and Keiki Kobayashi. Like these guys are really super crazy too. And what happened is like we have for Monster Boy like original new tracks made for the game and also rearranged tracks from the melodies you get like in Dragon's Trap, like the Village song or the Beach song from Dragon's Trap 2 or some music like that. We rearranged everything and now it's very fresh to re-listen to these super musics made by super great composers at the time and also rearranged by super great composers of like Michiru Yamane or Mr. Sakuraba. This is really, the music in Monster Boy is going to be very good. I can guarantee that.
Well, that's
It
awesome.
sounds like it's gonna be really good. I was gonna ask how many of the tracks are gonna be like remix tracks and how many are gonna be like brand new tracks in the game?
Oh, I think it was like something like 50-50, half of the tracks in the game are going to be rearranged tracks, and the other ones are made just for the game, new tracks. And the choice of the tracks is very important, and FDG made a tremendous work with the composers. They managed to make something very super matching with the game. So yeah. And I don't remember exactly the number of tracks, but yeah, I would say 50-50 for the new tracks, 50% new tracks, 50% old tracks rearranged.
Oh wow! Are you going to release a soundtrack?
Oh, I don't know. That it's not very we don't have a plan for that for the moment. It's pretty early.
Worth asking. So, did Nishizawa bring any new ideas to the game that perhaps he wanted to implement in past games for the series?
That's a good question. He's more making suggestions. I'm not sure if he mentioned like I'm gonna do something I wanted to make in the other games. He actually is more trying to show us the way of to give his feedback or stuff like that. But I'm not sure about that. I wouldn't be sure that he wants to include new things.
Okay.
Before. I don't know.
Sure. How does Monster Boy fit in the franchise as a whole, and can we expect returning characters from the past titles?
Oh, so there are some references, of course, to the old Monster War games. The first thing that you will see very early in the game is the pig. The pig was if you go in the village. In Monster World 3, in Wonder Boy 3, the Dragon's Trap, you will go to the save point, and the save point is like a pig, like a one-eyed pig with smoking a cigarette, and he was super cool. Like everybody loves his character at the time, and he was a guy allowing you to save. So now in Monster Boy, you can play with him because the first transformation you will have is you can play this pig. It's like a very reference for that, but he's the pirate pig with the one eye and the patch on the other one, and he also smokes cigarettes. If if you don't do anything with the character for a few seconds, he's gonna start smoking a cigarette. And we really loved this character, so we really wanted to include it in the game. And the other character you can play with is like the lion. The lion was already in the Dragon's Trap once again, and in the game there are plenty references, and like you can see if you remember the old games, you will say that, oh, I remember that character or that statue. It looks like something I've seen in the past games. And there are also I won't spoil everything, but there is also a Sphinx in our games. If you remember the Wonder Boy series, there was a Sphinx in many of them.
You said it's like Dragon's Trap, so this is kind of like a direct sequel to that, like an evolution of that into a new generation?
Yes, that's the initial idea was to make Dragon's Trap a modern version of Dragon's Trap because we wanted to keep the transformations, we wanted to keep the light RPG and mechanics and stuff like that. But of course, it's a very brand new game. It's like 100% made and for all the audiences today. So it's like a Monster World made with the actual technology and actual like designs. And Metroidvania games have evolved a lot since the 80s, and we just couldn't make like a HD version of the Wonder Boy 3. I know there is somebody right now working on the HD version of Monster World 3 Dragon's Trap, but Wonder Boy 3 Dragon's Trap, but we wanted to make a new game. So yeah, Monster Boy is a new game with like basically when you will play it, you will think, and because you know the Monster World before, you will think like, oh, this is they made a new Wonder Boy. But if you never played the game before, it's okay. It was gonna be just a very fresh new game, and it's gonna be cool too.
I was gonna ask, like you said before, you switch, and every time you switch, there's each thing you switch to, it doesn't have its own power. How do you design levels around that? How difficult is that?
That's a very interesting question, because first we was sticking a bit to the original Dragon's Trap scheme, where you have to go to some special rooms to change your transformation, so you can control the level designs. But in Monster Boy, you can transform whenever you get a new orb that allows you to transform into snake or lion or frog or whatever. You can switch whenever you want to all your transformations. So this is very important because it's very new to the fact that your level design is very influenced by the fact you can change your transformation. So yeah, that was a very, very complicated work to make, but it's really cool because you have the freedom to change whenever you want. And this is super cool when, for instance, you arrive in a situation and you say, okay, I'm in this room and I don't really know what to have to do, but I know that maybe if I turn into a snake, I can like crawl to the sticky walls and try to go to the ceiling. Then I will change to the pig and use a fireball over this, and this is really cool. This is, in the end, it's going to be very cool to play, and it was really fun to design too.
I was going to ask, you guys talked about in the past being open to showing the game to Sega. Is that still a possibility? And if Sega's involved and they want to change the title to Wonder Boy or Monster World, would you guys be open to that too?
Oh, that's more a question for FDG, I guess, because FDG is handling the license, the IP, and they are managing what they want to do. I think they talked to Sega in the past, and we also tried to talk to Sega, but since FDG has the hand over the IP now, I think it's more their I couldn't answer that, but I'm sure that if Sega has some plans someday, why not? Like, they might talk to FDG Entertainment, and maybe they could find some kind of arrangement. We are the developers over the game, so I couldn't answer instead of them. See what I mean?
Of course. How difficult is it to work on a title that is going to inevitably be viewed by fans of a franchise like Wonder Boy or Monster World? Is it something that you really feel the pressure of, or is it something that really helps in your development?
Oh, this is very exciting because we are Monster World fans ourselves, so we don't want to disappoint the fans. Of course, you will always have some fans saying this or that. It's like it was better before or whatever. We all did that at some point in our lives, but for real, it's very exciting. It's really cool to have to say that, okay, we have to show something that everybody's gonna enjoy in the end. So it's pretty challenging. I think it's good. It's a good power, and I like to see the comments over many websites or on NeoGAF forums and stuff like that. It's really cool to see, and I think we are the kind of developers very taking care a lot about the people, what they say. Of course, there are plenty of things we hear that are not relevant, but when it is, we like to see that, okay, let's try to work in the way people are thinking. If it's relevant, you always have to listen to what the people have to say. This is very important.
Yeah, and I mean, you have to balance listening to the fans and listening to yourselves, because there's only so much you can do to satisfy everyone.
Yes, of course, and that's why it's very interesting. It's the first project that, yeah, because I've been working on Pro Evolution Soccer, and there are some very huge fan base for this kind of games before, and I remember that you have to, yeah, it's something we did already on several games in the past, and I think we actually have some experience with working with IPs that some people will always say something bad about or good about because, and yeah, in the end, we know how to manage this and to make the difference between what's good to take as a reference or recommendations.
Right, of course, and it helps too. You guys are fans. I know there have been revival games where, to be honest, the people developing it really don't know much about the franchise, and it shows. But the mere fact that you guys are fans, if you were disappointed in the game, that would be the fans being disappointed, I guess. So it's nice that you have that internally as well.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
I wanted to ask, how did you decide on the graphics style? I know there are a lot of games out there now that emulate the 8-bit or 16-bit style. Was it always decided on that this would be the style of graphics, or did you ever think maybe of doing a retro style game?
That's a good question. Actually, it was a question we've been asking ourselves since we started Game Atelier back in 2010. Because at the time our first game was Flying Hamster, so it was like a shooter. So shooters are retro and old school, and of course, many people are expecting like, okay, do something retro, so do some pixel art stuff and do some like modern things with pixels and all. And we at Game Atelier have the philosophy that the graphics and the graphic cards now are getting so evolved and so calculating so many things. Let's do something really modern with this. What we can do right now is like, let's do some graphics with 2D because we and hand-drawn stuff, and we always wanted to make like 2D games. And when we think about what happened to the games in the 80s to the 90s, like everything was pixels in like super low color on the Genesis or NES, and when it came to the 16 bits generation, it was like Super Nintendo games with super many colors, and every game in 2D wanted to move towards something more like anime or cartoons or stuff like that. So now we have super HD screens, we have super high PlayStation 4, Xbox One console that can calculate or compute everything you want. So let's continue to move towards the anime style. So most of the animations in Monster Boy are made like hand-drawn. It's like a frame-by-frame stuff. It's super like full of many frames and colors and all, and it's all hand-drawn. It's really cool to see on a big HD TV or stuff like that. And yeah, what we want to do is like, let's make something modern with the actual technology and not especially make something for the fans like in like a retro style pixel. We really love pixel stuff. It's really cool when it's well made, but yeah, our philosophy is to make something really modern out of the actual technology.
Oh, that's awesome. I wanted to mention too that the franchise Wonder Boy franchise turns 30 in 2016. Do you have any little plans to maybe celebrate that fact in the game itself?
That's a good question. I didn't know the exact date actually for the anniversary, but I don't think we have a plan for that. But yeah, it's like totally random. I mean, we didn't expect to release the game or something or make something for the anniversary. I don't know, for
No,
real.
it was meant to be.
Yeah, maybe.
You guys have taken fan feedback, like you guys changed the subtitle of the game.
Yes.
Anything else you guys have changed because of fan feedback?
Many things, yeah, many things. Like I said, we're reading the NeoGAF forums, and not only NeoGAF, but every news you get regarding the game or in the monsterboy.com. Because if you go to monsterboy.com, there is a blog, like a development blog, and we are reading every single comment on the YouTube videos or stuff like that.
What platforms do you guys plan on releasing this game, and what's your release date time frame?
So we plan to release the game on the PS4 and the Xbox One platforms first. Then later we want to make a Steam version, I mean a PC version, and but it's not gonna be the main thing we want to do right now is to release the game on PS4 and Xbox One simultaneously, and the next move will be the PC version, I guess. We'll discuss about that later, and for the release date, it's gonna be this year, but I can't promise any date right now.
With all the content you guys packed into this game from working, how long do you think it would take the average person to complete the game?
So when we do a lot of many playtests with this game, and of course, usually it's gonna be, I think, around 10 hours to finish the game. But if you want to complete all the hidden stuff and secrets, I think it's gonna add a couple of hours more to that. So maybe 12 hours, something like that, if you want to do the 100%.
And the game's gonna have transformations. Do you guys have a set amount of transformations in the game?
Yeah, I mean there are 6 transformations in the game right now. So like the very first transformation you will discover after being a human is like the pig we talked a little bit earlier, and every boss you beat in the game will give you an orb. This orb makes the next transformation available, and you can switch to the transformation whatever you want by pressing the triggers. And in the end, every transformation is super important to help you discover new areas in the game. So yeah, it's very important because it's very Metroidvania attitude, the way that, oh, I can transform in this, now I can use the tongue with my frog to go over this gap because I can hang myself like Tarzan over the gap and I will discover new things. Yeah, it's very important.
How do you guys plan on promoting the game as an indie developer?
Okay, so most of what we did in the past was before FDG being included in the loop with making this game, we had the habit of sending many press releases to the press for our past games, trying to communicate a lot over internet and all. But what we think is like and I think it's some idea shared with FDG, the most important thing is to have a real solid product. When you release a game and when the game is really good, it has plenty more chances than any other product on the market. So what's very important here is to focus on the quality of the game. This is the first thing we want. And as an indie developer, yes, of course we have our chances, and especially with FDG, who is actually helping us a lot with communication. They are they are managing the development blog and stuff. They are communicating a lot. We're trying to make this happen. So the most important thing also is to have visibility on the PlayStation Store or the Xbox Live. Yeah, it's very important because if you don't show your product and if you don't have a solid video, or it's super important. So we have to work a lot on that, and we have our chances to have a little visibility to make something really great over it.
Awesome. You guys showed a new trailer and it had like an animated cutscene. How much of the game has an animated cutscene? Is that just what we saw, or is there a lot more to it?
Oh, there's plenty more to it because there is a complete full motion animation for the introduction of the game, and maybe a little bit more, but I can't tell everything right now.
Of course.
But there, of course, there will be the introduction in animation. It's been made by a team of super crazy guys who made a very great work, and it's really giving. This was something we wanted to make with the Flying Hamster 2 project, and going with FDG gave us the enough how can I say, they gave us enough funds to make this, and also enough funds to have the full animation as an introduction. It's really giving the tone before beginning the game. This is very important. I'm sure, guys, you will love it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. George, did you have any more questions?
I was just gonna ask him, how hard is it to work with Japanese? Like, you guys have a lot of Japanese people involved in the project. How do you guys handle that?
Actually, it's pretty easy to work with them. They are very careful, and nowadays we are living in a moment where translating stuff over Google Translations can help a lot. And even if it's very, how can I say, not accurate all the time, it's super cool to talk with them and to exchange, even if they exactly know where we want to go. And they are also suggesting many things, and they are, like the Yuzo Koshiro team made super great things over for instance, I remember that they were thinking like, okay, let's try to make something. They first listened to one music from Mr. Motoi Sakuraba, and the music was made for the final boss or something. And Mr. Koshiro discussed a lot with us, like, okay, this is great, this is really cool, super RPG style, but a bit too epic if we use the same music for the other bosses. So Mr. Koshiro said, let's try to find something more Wonder Boyish, like for the other boss battles in the game. Yeah, because at the time we just had one music for all the bosses. And and he brought the new music for the bosses, and it's really super cool. It's like it's a very matching, and these guys are super professional guys. Like all the guys we have in Japan working in the game, whatever, this is Mr. Nishizawa himself or all the musicians, they are all crazy professional guys, and they are such super interesting and relevant stuff, and every time you listen to their work or see what they produce, it's like, wow, super great. So no problem with dealing with them.
So you guys just released one trailer, right? Are you guys planning on doing like more media?
Oh yes, sure. We hope to show you more of the game, but I can't tell more about that right now. But of course, the very interesting thing is like we're gonna show you more later. This was just an appetizer.
Okay. My last question is, do you guys have a price point for the game?
Yes. Actually, we are not having a precise, but it's not going to be over $20 for downloading the game over the PlayStation Network or the Xbox Live.
Okay.
That's a good price. Well, Fabian, I just wanted to thank you so much for speaking with us. We're really looking forward to Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom. And of course, if there's anything we can do to help maybe promote the game, or if you want to come back and talk about it once the game releases, we'll definitely be in touch with you and with our contacts at FDG Entertainment.
This is really good. Thank you very much. And you guys keep up the good work, because it's really cool to keep like having a real website with a old school attitude regarding the new games too, and I really like that. I listened to your podcast before, and it's really cool to be on air with you right now, guys.
Oh, thank you so much. And you know what, we took a long break, but you're our first episode bringing us back, and we're going to keep releasing more episodes. So even if you don't listen to this one because you were already on it, definitely be on the lookout for more in the future. So again, Fabian, studio director of Game Atelier, thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thanks a lot, guys, and I'm very welcome again for being in your show.
Oh, thank you so much. Take care.
Yeah, okay, see you guys.
Swingin' Report Show is a production of SEGAbits. SEGAbits is a fan site that is not in any way officially affiliated with Sega. Sonic the Hedgehog and all Sega-related trademarks are copyright Sega. All other featured trademarks are the property of their respective owners. Don't forget to check out SEGAbits.com, and you can find us on all major social networks. Just search SEGAbits.